Jimmy Butler doesn't just play basketball, he seems to bend it to his will. His intensity on the court is legendary, especially when he does something unexpected. Recently, he drained a shot that nearly turned into a 4-point play, then pointed at Steph Curry. It wasn't just a celebration. It was an open salute to a player he openly calls an inspiration. While most superstars keep that sort of thing private, Jimmy is wired differently. He studies Steph's YouTube highlights like a student watching a master. That bold mix of respect and confidence set the stage for the matchup that revealed two contrasting, yet equally compelling mindsets in the NBA. People often discuss Jimmy's relentless spirit. He can score quietly all game and then explode in the final minutes, showing the league just how clutch he is. Rumors and controversies have always swirled around him, like the wild fan theory about his lineage, adding to his mystique. He fought his way into the league and never forgot what it's like to be underestimated. That underdog edge gives him a mental advantage, especially when mind games are part of basketball. When Jimmy pointed at Steph, it wasn't just for show. He later explained that he'd been binging Steph's highlight reels, trying to capture that fearless shooting mentality. It's almost paradoxical. Jimmy's style is all grit and bulldozing drives, yet he's drawn to one of the greatest finesse shooters in NBA history. He jokes that since Steph was on his all-star squad, he feels free to try a few Curry moves in real games. Even if it raises eyebrows, no one can deny the entertainment value. Of course, any mention of the Warriors leads to Draymond Green, the team's defensive engine. Draymond is the guy who can shoot only 4 times in a game, yet dominate with his defensive presence. He recently showed that by locking down Giannis Antetokounmpo, forcing 6 straight misses. Fans who know Draymond weren't shocked. This is what he does. He's not the biggest or the fastest, but he's relentless. He refuses help, demanding perfection from himself and everyone else. If you try to assist him on a defensive assignment, he'll glare at you like you just ruined the plan. Jimmy lavished praise on Draymond's defensive discipline afterward. For someone as competitive as Butler, that's high respect. He noted how few players can truly rule a game without scoring, pointing out Draymond's constant communication and knack for thinking multiple steps ahead. If Draymond were guarding a 5-year-old, he'd still get angry if the kid scored. And that speaks volumes about his mindset. Draymond's career, however, hasn't lacked controversy. He collects technical fouls, has tense exchanges with referees, and has even brawled with teammates in practice. Some fans see him as the heart of a championship team, doing whatever it takes to win. Others think he crosses the line, creating friction. Love him or hate him, he stays relevant by walking that fine line between passion and provocation. Jimmy Butler is no stranger to friction either. In Chicago, Minnesota, and Philadelphia, stories emerged of tension and locker room drama. He supposedly once dominated Minnesota's starters with bench players yelling at the front office to prove a point. Whether accurate or exaggerated, the tale reinforced his reputation as someone who demands relentless effort from everyone. Some admire his no-excuses mentality, others find it abrasive. Regardless, Jimmy's approach clearly works for him on the court. So you have Jimmy's underdog fire colliding with Draymond's defensive obsession, a recipe for high-drama basketball. When they faced off, Jimmy attempted Curry moves, while Draymond shut down Giannis. Cameras caught both men exchanging nods of respect, each recognizing a fellow competitor driven by a powerful will. Watching them together feels like unstoppable force meets immovable object, even if they aren't always guarding each other. They move in the same orbit, sometimes allies, sometimes rivals, always compelling. Fans, meanwhile, can't stop theorizing about future alliances. Could Jimmy and Draymond form a defensive super team someday? A single off-season conversation could send shockwaves through the league. Or maybe they'll remain rivals, fueling epic playoff duels. The speculation alone is enough to keep forums buzzing. Steph Curry also lurks in the background. Jimmy's admiration for him isn't just a passing fancy. Steph's lightning-quick release and unflappable confidence make him a role model for players around the world. He's soft-spoken compared to Draymond, but just as influential. Together, Steph and Draymond have built a dynasty on contrasting strengths. Serene shooting meets fiery defense. Defense. Jimmy's nod to Steph suggests this influence stretches beyond the Warriors' locker room. If you look closer, Draymond's strategic mind pairs perfectly with Steph's brilliance, while Jimmy is the wild card who can drop a massive performance when everything's on the line. Fans obsess over potential trades or free agent moves that might or reunite these personalities. That's the modern NBA. Star power, rumors, and endless chatter. One quick comment in a post-game presser can become a trending topic. When Jimmy hit that three and pointed at Steph, the internet went wild. Was it a message about wanting to master Steph's shooting style? A psychological tactic aimed at the Bucks? Whatever the reason, it showed how a single gesture can spark massive ripples. The moment also highlighted Butler's unique willingness to show respect for stars on opposing teams. He's unafraid to call Steph's rare dunks special treats, sounding more like a fan than a rival, which fans love. Yet anyone who's seen Butler in crunch time knows he'll do whatever it takes to win. Draymond, on the other hand, rarely gushes about other players. He'd rather trash talk them into submission. He's gone head-to-head with superstars like LeBron James and Kevin Durant. Ask them, and they'll say Draymond's brain is as big a weapon as his hustle. He's not just scrapping, he's orchestrating a complex defensive system, anticipating moves before they happen. Against Giannis, that obsession manifested in 6 straight missed shots. Draymond's message is always the same. I won't concede a single point, and I expect the same from my teammates. That intensity can be suffocating. Both he and Jimmy have faced critiques for being too confrontational. Some teammates thrive under that pressure, others crumble. It's a high-stakes environment, but also a championship mindset. If everyone's willing to embrace the challenge, rings can follow. When Jimmy called Draymond's defense Hall of Fame caliber, it solidified the mutual respect between them. Jimmy admires Draymond's ability to ignore how many shots he's taken and focus on shutting down the opposition. That selflessness is unusual in a league where scoring is often celebrated above all else. Draymond's known for big outbursts, but Butler's vantage point, that fire sets Draymond apart. Speculation about whether they might join forces or clash in a playoff series keeps fans on edge. Imagine Draymond's defensive schemes paired with Jimmy's late-game heroics. Or picture them facing each other with everything on the line, fueling trash talk and highlight reel plays. The NBA never lacks drama, and these personalities guarantee it. Steph Curry fits into all of this as the calm, collected superstar who revolutionized three-point shooting. Draymond is all grit, the emotional leader. Jimmy is the underdog-turned-elite competitor who respects talent, yet still fights tooth and nail to prove himself. It's a trio of personalities that fans can't stop talking about, and each is shaped by different controversies and triumphs. Digging deeper, you find more rumors about trades or shifting alliances. People dissect every social media hint, from cryptic tweets to workout photos. The idea of Butler adapting Curry's shooting approach, or Draymond leaving Golden State, creates endless speculation. Every rumor and snippet of news fuels the fan base. Part of what makes the NBA so enthralling year-round. Amid this frenzy, smaller details can get overlooked, like Draymond's absolute refusal to accept defensive help, or Jimmy's vow to shoot more threes. These finer points reveal how seriously they take their craft. Their stories extend beyond mere stats. They embody ambition, loyalty, and resilience. Fans debate Jimmy's place among NBAers. Right, does he need a ring? They also ask whether Draymond's success is inseparable from the Warriors system. Each question fans the flames of debate. In a recent showdown, Jimmy and Draymond displayed a strange synergy despite being on opposite sides. Jimmy recognized Draymond's brilliance, praising him for reading offenses like a book. Draymond zeroed in on Giannis, forcing him into an uncharacteristic slump. Both players crave the pressure of big moments. They're drawn to that intense spotlight where a single possession can change everything. This shared obsessive drive is what makes their matchups electric. The NBA's landscape features many stars, but Butler and Green stand out for how they merge skill with personality. Their collisions trigger endless speculation. Are they about to become teammates? Will they wage war in a pivotal playoff series? Fans hang on every rumor because narrative fuels engagement. The stats are part of it, sure, but the rivalries, grudging respect, and fleeting alliances are what make fans tune in night after night. Beneath the fierce competition is a certain respect. These two see something of themselves in each other. It's why their post-game comments matter so much. One phrase of admiration or a slight hint can confirm or deny the swirl of speculation. The audience loves drama but also cherishes sportsmanship, and these moments hint at both. Look at their careers side by side, and parallels emerge. Jimmy battled to go from overlooked prospect to team centerpiece. Draymond advanced from second-round draft pick to defensive linchpin for a championship squad. Both have had fiery altercations with teammates. Both had to earn every scrap of respect. They don't shy away from conflict, they harness it. And then there's Steph, a humble yet groundbreaking superstar who rarely engages in trash talk. He's the perfect counterpoint to Draymond's vocal approach and Jimmy's intensity. His presence looms large, inspiring even a hardened competitor like Butler. That's why Jimmy's gesture after his shot was so startling. "I see you, and I'm trying to do what you do." It sums up the strange blend of rivalry and admiration in the NBA today. Fans are already imagining the next moves. Maybe Jimmy angles for a trade to the Warriors? Or Draymond chooses free agency and teams up with Butler somewhere else. The possibilities spark endless online debates. Thanks to the power players hold, nothing seems impossible in modern basketball. We've seen super teams form on little more than a few cryptic tweets. The seeds of those changes are planted in moments like Jimmy's on-court salute and his praise for Draymond's defense. All this hype goes beyond final scores. It becomes a sprawling saga of personal journeys and rumored betrayals. Jimmy Butler remains an enigma, haunted by stories of his upbringing, while Draymond Green provokes strong reactions wherever he goes. Steph Curry floats in the background, unassuming yet pivotal. It's almost like a Hollywood script, except it's real and unfolds in real time. The question is, how will it all end? Will Jimmy's fixation on Steph push him to change his game? Or even his team? Will Draymond's fiery brand of defense sustain the Warriors? Or will his passion boil over into yet another controversy? The NBA's shifting dynamics make predicting outcomes nearly impossible, which is why it's so captivating. Each season feels like a brand new chapter, laden with plot twists and unexpected alliances. Butler and Green epitomize the modern NBA's fascination with grit, tension, and authenticity. Jimmy's unexpected homage to Steph and Draymond's shutdown of Giannis highlight how each star can steal the spotlight in wildly different ways. Each new game spins the next thread of the narrative. By the time the final buzzer sounds, we're hungry for more clues about where these stories will go. Even once the headlines move on, that near four-point play and Draymond's defensive showcase stay in the back of fans' minds. They become legendary clips that shape how we remember these players. For all their controversies, both Butler and Green have the uncanny ability to transform ordinary matchups into must-see events, mixing supreme skill with larger-than-life personalities. As the dust settles, the puzzle remains. Two driven competitors, neither satisfied with the status quo. Jimmy Butler's salute to Steph Curry's mastery exposes a hunger that goes beyond raw athleticism, while Draymond Green's defensive crusade cements his status as a polarizing yet vital force in the league. Their paths may converge or diverge in unforeseen ways, but each moment they share on the court becomes a chapter in the larger NBA story. It's that uncertainty, the possibility of new alliances, bitter rivalries, and surprising twists that keeps us all tuned in, game after game. The next chapter is already forming, and history tells us it'll be packed with revelations nobody sees coming.